So in this video we'll discuss about Amazon EC2. So Amazon EC2 is one of the most popular offering of AWS. EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud, which is also known as infrastructure as a service. It mainly consists of the capability of renting virtual machines, storing data on virtual drives, distributed load across multiple machines, and it can also scale the services using an auto scaling groups. EC2 is fundamental to understand how AWS cloud works. Now let us talk about AWS EC2 sizing and configuration options. EC2 instances are available in various operating systems like Linux, Windows, or Mac OS. Like it can have variable CPUs, RAMs, and you have the option of choosing the storage space as well. So they have like network attached storage spaces like EBS, EFS, and hardware also like EC2 instance stores. We can also gives us the option of using network cards also. It can also provide public IP addresses. And for EC2, the firewall rules are managed using security groups. You can also use user data, which is also called bootstrap script. So you can you can configure EC2 instances whatever you want to, the way that you want to launch any kind of EC2 instance. Now if you talk about EC2 bootstrapping, basically you can bootstrap EC2 instances using your scripts, right? Bootstrapping in simple words is like launching commands whenever your AWS EC2 machine starts. This script will only run once and at the time of the first start only. So most of the time this EC2 user data is used to automate boot tasks such as installing updates, installing softwares. It can also be used for to download multiple common files from the internet. And you can only run the EC2 user data using the root user. Now let us talk about EC2 instance types, right? So you can use different types of EC2 instances that are optimized for different use cases. And if you talk about the AWS naming convention, it goes by M5 dot 2x large, etc. So where if you talk about the first word, which is M, it denotes the instance class. Then the number is the generation of. So this generation is AWS improves over time. Then you have 2x large, 2x, etc. So these are the sizes within the instance class. EC2 instance types are of multiple types. For example, we have general purpose, EC2 compute optimized, memory optimized, accelerated computer, storage optimized, HPC optimized, instance features, etc. So let us discuss these instance types one by one. So here comes the first one, which is also known as general purpose EC2 instance. General purpose EC2 instance is great for a diversity of workloads such as web servers or code repositories. So general purpose is a balance between compute, memory, and networking. Then the next is compute optimized. Compute optimized EC2 instance is great for compute intensive tasks that require high performance processor. For example, batch processing workloads, media transcoding, high performance web servers, HPCs, high performance computing, scientific modeling, machine learning, and if you want dedicated gaming servers. Then the next one is memory optimized. So memory optimized EC2 instances are used for fast performance for workloads that process large data sets in memory. So there are multiple use cases that memory optimized EC2 instances cater. For example, any application that needs high performance relational, non-relational databases, and distributed web scale cache stores in memory databases optimized for business intelligence. Then we have applications performing real-time processing of big structured or unstructured data. The next one is storage optimized. So storage optimized is great for storage intensive tasks that require high sequential read, write access to large data sets on local storage. Its use cases are high frequency online transaction processing, OLTP systems, relational or NoSQL databases, cache for in-memory databases, for example Redis, for data warehousing systems, distributed file systems, etc. So for all these use cases, storage optimized EC2 instances are used. Now let us talk about EC2 instance purchasing options. So what are the options available when you go to purchase EC2 instances? So the first one is on-demand instances. On-demand instances are great for short workload, predictable pricing, pay by second, etc. Then we have reserved workloads. So reserved is divided into two subcategories: reserved instances, convertible reserved instances. So reserved instances are available like for 1 to 3 years for long workloads, and the convertible reserved instances is for long workloads with flexible instances. Then third, we have saving plans, which are also for 1 to 3 years, commitment to an amount of usage, long workload. Then spot instances, which are very popular for short workload. They are also very cheap, but like you can lose instances. They are not very reliable. Then we have dedicated host. So dedicated host, like, can book an entire physical server, control instance placements by yourself. Then we have dedicated instances, so no other customer will share your hardware. Then the last, we have capacity reservations. So reserve capacity in a specific availability zone for any duration that you want. So let us first talk about EC2 on demand. EC2 on demand is mainly pay for whatever you use. So it is available in Linux or Windows. In Linux or Windows, the billing is per second after the first minute, and for other operating systems like Mac OS, billing is done per hourly rate. On demand has the highest cost, but there is no upfront cost payment that need to be done. So basically no long-term commitment. On demand is recommended for short-term and uninterrupted workloads where you can't predict how the application will behave. On the other hand, reserved instances, like, so you can get more than 70% discount compared to on-demand instances. So you basically reserve a specific instance attribute, right, in whatever instance type you want, whatever region you have, operating system, etc. So you can get the reservation period from starting from 1 year to 3 years. So as if your reservation period is high, then you get more discount. In reserved instances also, we have several payment options. You do not need to make any upfront payment. Then you have partial payment option, and you have all upfront options as well. Like if you pay all upfront, then you get more discount. And then this reserved instance scope is regional or zonal. So basically you are confined in the particular availability zone. Reserved instances are recommended for steady state usage application like databases, and you can also buy and sell in the reserved instance marketplace also. We also discussed about convertible reserved instance, if there are can change the EC2 instance type, like instance family, operating system, scope, and tenancy, and you get less discount than the reserved instance. You get only 60% discount with convertible reserved instance. So because since it offer more flexibility, it is more costly as compared to reserved one. Then EC2, like Amazon EC2, also provides saving plans as well. So you get a discount based on long-term usage, and you commit to a certain type of usage, like $5 per hour for 1 to 3 years. Usage beyond those particular saving plan is billed at the on-demand price. So basically, once you have chosen the time period, 1 year, 3 years, after that time period is being over, you are charged as per the on-demand pricing only. EC2 saving plans are logged to a specific instance family and AWS region. So you cannot change the instance family and region in that. So EC2 saving plans are flexible across instance sizes, operating system, tenancy as well. So instance types can be 5x x large, 5x 2x large, etc. Operating system, it supports Linux, Windows. Tenancy, dedicated host, default, etc. You can choose from the savings options. Then the next we have the spot instances. So spot instances are very popular, and you get around 90% saving compared to the on-demand services. Instances that you can lose at any point of time if your max price is less than the current spot price. Spot instances are most cost efficient instances in AWS. These are useful for workloads that are resilient to failure. So spot instances are popular to run batch jobs, data analysis, image processing systems, or any kind of distributed workload that are resilient to failures. But these spot instances are not suitable for critical jobs or databases, since you can lose your instances. Then next we have EC2 dedicated host. EC2 dedicated host comes with a physical server with EC2 instance capacity fully dedicated to your use only. It allows you to address compliance requirement, use your existing server bound software licenses. For example, you have VM software licenses, and for that licenses you need a dedicated host only. Purchasing option, you have on-demand pay per second for activated dedicated host. Reserved also 1 to 3 years, no upfront cost. Partial you can pay, or you can to get the discount more, you can pay all upfront as well. Dedicated host is the most expensive option. It is useful for softwares that have complicated licensing model, or the companies that have strong regulatory or compliance needs. Dedicated instances run on hardwares that are dedicated to you. They like you may share hardware with other instances in same account. You do not have any control over instance placements. Then we also have this EC2 capacity reservations. You can reserve on-demand instances capacity in a specific availability zone for any duration. You always have access to EC2 capacity when you need it. In capacity reservations, like no time commitment, you can like create the reservations anytime, cancel anytime, and you don't get any discount as well. You can combine with the regional reserved instances and saving plans to benefit from billing discount. You are charged at on-demand rate whenever you are running the instances or not. So in capacity reservation, it doesn't matter if your instances are running or not. You have to pay like on demand. So these are suitable for short-term uninterrupted workloads that need to be in a specific availability zone. Now let us talk about EC2 spot instance request. EC2 spot instance, you can get a discount of up to 90% compared to on demand, right? Defined like you can define max spot price and get the instance, while current spot price is less than maximum spot price. The hourly spot price varies based on the offer and capacity. If the current spot price is greater than your max price, you can like choose to stop or terminate your instances with a 2 minutes grace period. Other strategies you can use called spot block. So block spot instance during a specified time frame. Like for example, if you have certain batch jobs that run on particular times, so you can like run those without interruptions. In rare situations, the instances will be claimed. There is no guarantee of getting the reserved capacity. So these spot instances are basically used for batch jobs, data analysis, or workloads that are resilient to failures. They are not great for critical jobs or databases. Then the next term we talk about is spot fleets. So spot fleets are like some of whatever spot instances are available at the moment plus optional on-demand instances. The spot fleet will try to meet the target capacity with price constraints, define possible launch pools, instant types, OS availability zones, can have multiple launch pools so that the fleet can choose. Spot fleet stops launching instances when reaching capacity or max cost. So there are certain strategies that you can use to allocate spot instances. Lowest price. So from the pool with the lowest price, you can get diversified, distributed across all pools, capacity optimized, pool with the optimal capacity for the number of instances, price capacity optimized. So this is the recommended one. So in this pools with highest capacity available, then select the pool with the lowest price. So spot fleet allow us to automatically request spot instances with the lowest price. So this is all we had in the EC2 basics.